And the story goes like this. So we're in the central Kalahari, and we're in Botswana, and the landscape is flat. There's scrub, acacia trees, occasional areas of grass, punctuated by scrub. And in that area of the central Kalahari live hunter-gatherer peoples, communities 60 or 80 strong, not very big. And in this particular community, there's about 80 people. And so there aren't shamans and people with roles, apart from there are elders, but everybody is a healer, everybody is a medicine person, everybody is a shaman. So the situation was that this young woman, her father was poorly and he was in need of medicine. And in those communities, the women are holders of wisdom with plant medicine, and they do a lot of the gathering of medicine and plants and roots. And the elder said to her, well, your father needs medicine, and there's this plant, and I suggest that you go off and you seek out this plant. So she leaves their commune and she goes out into their tracking territory, which would be intimately known to the hunter-gatherer group, a particular territory that they would know intimately and be in relationship with. She didn't find the plant, and she went outside territory that was known to her, into an area that wasn't familiar to her, and she got quite lost. And suddenly, over towards the west, a storm was brewing. And in these parts of South Africa, I haven't been, but storms are the sort of things that one just has to survive, and all the creatures go into hiding. They wait for it to come through. There's nothing to do but to allow it to do its passing. And this storm was brewing towards the west. And this young woman could see the swathes of rain beginning to pass towards her. And in front of that swathe of rain, a whole herd of giraffe were running in front of it. And at that moment, the stillness that comes before the storm had moved into that sort of excitable air that you get before the storm. So the quietness had become turbulent. And that lovely smell of petrichor, that lovely smell that you get, was in her nostrils. And the giraffe were running in front of the rain, and the storm was behind the rain. And she felt there was movement in her. And what she did was she sang. A song came to her in that moment of giraffe, rain, storm, smell, wind, and she sang a song. She found her way back to her group of family group, went to the elder, and she said, I didn't find the plant. But she said, I found a song. So the elder said, well, sing the song to me. And she sang the song to him. And and he said, that is the medicine. That song is the medicine. Sing it to your Father. And he said, what's more, we will learn that song as a community, and that song will become our medicine. Well, so I was told that story by my teacher a few days ago, actually, when I was listening to him telling this story, because as he was saying, in that sense of hunter-gatherer pre-industrial culture, song is medicine. There are many ways of, it's not a thing about talent, you know. I'm not here as somebody who is talented. We're all talented, you know. We can all write, possibly, even if we can't, it doesn't matter, you know. We are all equally in possession of our own medicine. And in this culture, and this is what Bill Viola was saying, you know, it's not about all this thing about me standing in the front of you. There was wonderful things being said about me, which is great, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But the thing is that this thing of auditoriums and people, you know, sitting here as an audience and listening to somebody, it's not what it's all about. You know, we all have our medicine. And what I feel is that when I'm out in the landscape, thinking about that big mountain painting, for example, because that's got rain coming across the landscape, at that moment, you know, there was the scent of the rain in my nostrils, there was the feel of that dirt on my hands. That was my song. That is my song. This work is my song. And I'm experiencing these things in nature, which is my primary text and always has been my primary text. Just happens to have been. Even before I knew I was doing this kind of stuff, you know, it's always been. So basically I'm singing to you the way that I sing, and you in your ways in your life. You know, we've got poets here, you know, we've got intuitives, we've got sensitive people, we've got writers, you know, we've got great cooks, we've got all kinds of talent. We've got all sorts of medicine in this room. And I'm offering you my particular medicine.